Welcome to Tangled Webs of Family. I'm so glad you're here with us today. This channel is all about exploring the complexities of family relationships, the challenges we face, and the lessons we learn along the way. If you find value in these stories and insights, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss a new video. Let's dive into today's topic.
Marrying Jake was a joyous occasion, a day filled with laughter, love, and the promise of a new beginning. I was welcomed into his family with open arms and warm smiles, feeling an immediate sense of belonging. There was a familiarity, a love that radiated from them, making me feel like I had always been a part of their close-knit circle. The only barrier was their language, a melody of sounds I couldn't decipher. I didn't mind then, thinking it was just a matter of time before I would understand. Their smiles spoke volumes, and I was eager to learn to bridge the gap that separated us linguistically. Jake's family spoke English occasionally, but their native tongue dominated their conversations, creating a symphony of words I yearned to understand. It was like a secret code, one I longed to crack, a puzzle that intrigued me more with each passing day. They would try to teach me, laughing with me at my mispronunciations, turning each lesson into a moment of joy and connection. It felt like a fun challenge, a bridge to connect us further, a way to deepen our bond and understanding of each other. As weeks turned into months, I started picking up a few words, a phrase here and there, feeling a small sense of accomplishment. But the language remained elusive, a fortress I couldn't quite penetrate, leaving me feeling frustrated and isolated at times. Little did I know, this language barrier would become a chasm, separating me from them in ways I hadn't anticipated, creating a distance that words alone couldn't bridge. I started noticing a shift, a subtle change in their demeanor. It was as if an invisible barrier had formed between us, one that I couldn't quite understand. Their smiles seemed strained, their laughter less frequent when I was around. The warmth that once greeted me was now replaced by a cold, distant politeness. They would lapse into hushed tones whenever I entered the room, their eyes darting towards me. It felt like they were sharing secrets that I was not privy to. A feeling of unease settled in my stomach, a gnawing sensation that something was terribly wrong. Jake, oblivious to this change, would reassure me, attributing their behavior to cultural differences. He seemed so confident, so sure that it was nothing to worry about. "They're just private people," he would say. "Don't take it personally." His words were meant to comfort, but they only deepened my sense of isolation. But my gut feeling told me otherwise. There was something more, something beneath the surface that Jake couldn't see. The warmth I had initially felt was slowly fading, replaced by a chilling distance. It was as if I was being pushed out, little by little. The exclusion was subtle, almost invisible. Yet it was there, a constant reminder that I was no longer welcome. They would talk amongst themselves, their words a torrent of sounds I couldn't understand. It was like being surrounded by a foreign language, one that I could never learn. I felt like an outsider, a spectator in my own home. The place that once felt like a sanctuary now felt like a prison. The isolation was stifling, a weight pressing down on my chest. It was a loneliness that words could not describe, a silent scream that echoed in my mind. One evening, during a family gathering, the truth hit me like a bolt of lightning. It was a moment that would forever change my perception of those around me. I was in the kitchen preparing tea when I overheard them talking in the next room. Their voices carried through the walls, and I couldn't help but listen. My grasp of their language had improved without me realizing it. I had spent countless hours learning, practicing, and immersing myself in their culture. Their words sliced through me like shards of glass. Each sentence was a dagger, revealing their true feelings. They spoke of me, their tone laced with disdain. It was as if I was an unwelcome guest in their home, a stranger in their midst. I was the outsider, the one who doesn't understand. No matter how hard I tried, I could never truly belong. They questioned my love for Jake, attributing it to my background, my culture. They couldn't see past their prejudices. They even mocked my attempts to learn their language, their laughter echoing cruelly in my ears. My blood ran cold. It was a cruel reminder of my outsider status. The realization of their true feelings hit me with the force of a physical blow. It was a moment of clarity, painful yet necessary. The smiles, the warmth, it had all been a facade, a performance for the outsider who didn't understand their words. I had been living in a carefully constructed illusion. To be continued, stay tuned for the next chapter.
Thank you for joining me today on Tangled Webs of Family. If you've ever felt judged or betrayed by those who were supposed to accept you, I'd love to hear from you. How would you handle finding out that your family was speaking about you behind your back, thinking you didn't understand? Would you confront them, or would you let it slide? Please leave a comment below, and let's talk about how you would navigate such a painful situation. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to Tangled Webs of Family for more real stories, emotional journeys, and the tough decisions we face when it comes to family and trust. Thank you for being here, and take care.